Hi, and welcome to another edition of BRE TV. My name's Allison Morrison, and I'm joined with me today by David Morrison. How are you today, Dave?
So lovely to be here. He heard that the ratings were down last time, which is no surprise, so I've been called back in to boost the ratings.
Well, it's really interesting actually, because I went around the office to all the members of our sales team and said, look, we're going to record another episode of BRE TV and who'd like to be involved. And it was a bit like being in a class of grade preps all putting up their hands, but the person who was putting up their hand the most was like, me, was young Dave here, because he's had a lot of practice while I've been away. He's actually managed to get onto Channel 9 News and do a bit of a report. And as a consequence, he thinks he's number one when it comes to TV performances.
There was just a lot of speculation about things like best looking, tallest. At least I was at work though, that's the main thing. It's
just had nothing decent to say though.
Sounds like you've been away.
So it was really interesting.
Months.
But it was really interesting though, because when Channel 9 came and did an episode with you on the market, and as soon as I got back, they came back straight back to me. So obviously the performance wasn't as good as what you thought it was, because they came straight to me when I got back.
I think they were doing what they were singing about was how shocked they were to see you at work. I think it was an episode. I think the news slot was about Allison Morrison's finally back at work. He's finally returned from holidays. How was America?
I would only have been doing a George Costanza, mate, sleeping under my desk, mate, because I feel like I'm always here, mate. I'm always here.
How was the holiday? One word to describe it, would it be?
It was
junket.
It was a conference, mate.
Junket.
So you just can't explain to people, what the real world's like with,
Was it? But you went to Disneyland. You took the kids to Disneyland. Anything else? What else did you do?
I was conferencing the whole time, mate. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Which is why the news were here. They were again shocked to see you back at work.
On a real estate note, which is obviously why you're all watching BRE TV, is hopefully hear something about real estate. It's actually been interesting in the recent market, because we had an election. And election can often be a bit of a dampener to the market, which we never actually saw, but what actually has transpired is a new level of enthusiasm in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And it's been really interesting to see, since the last 3 or 4 weeks since the election, how buyers have responded with a massive level of positivity, would you say?
Yeah, and I think especially in the investment market, don't you think too, because of the talk about negative gearing. I think we've seen a real spike in investment property buying again, which is great, because it brings people from town back to Ballarat.
Yeah,
and it's a sign that there is some growth to be had. So we've seen a real spike.
Absolutely. And look, it was fair to say prior to the election there was caution. People were cautious about what was going to happen about it. But since then, I think the actual response has been dramatic. We've seen really good numbers for open houses, a lot of sales still happening. We'll talk about some of those in a moment. But backing that up would have to be the fact that interest rates were dropped again, and they're now at literally an all-time record low, with still commentary and conversations about whether they'll go lower. So from a buyer perspective, has it ever been this good, Dave?
And there's never been a better time to buy a property. It's money's so cheap. It's
almost
incredible.
free.
And the banks are most banks have passed it on in full.
Yep.
There's talk that they will do that again for the next one that's coming up.
Yep.
So why not take the chance to, if you're living in your house and you think maybe we should buy an investment property, maybe we should buy a second investment property, we should add to it. Why wouldn't you? The time has never been better. Absolutely.
You think about the days when a lot of the baby boomers talk about their 17 and 18% interest rates, and we've got 1.25% interest rates at the moment. It's incredible, really.
The way I would see it as a property investor, in basic terms, is buy a property now at the low interest rates, get some growth in that property, because they'll go back up, won't they? Interest rates are bound to rise at some stage. It might not be for a number of years, but over time they will rise again. But in that time between now with low interest rates and then rising again, get some growth in the property, get some surety around rental returns. It's a great time to buy.
It is absolutely a great time to buy. But backing that up though is the fact that for sellers, who are the major beneficiaries of this strong market we're going to have, and it's going to be sellers, because they're going to get some great prices coming up.
Absolutely.
And you can speculate about the best time of the year to sell as much as you want, but nothing beats winter. Winter has got to be the hands down best time of the year to sell your house, isn't it?
I have not seen any decrease in the number of buyers at my open houses on Saturdays. It's actually increased since the recent happenings of the election and the interest rates.
And there's, simply speaking, less of them to choose from. So while you might have, while a buyer might have 3 or 4 houses to choose from now in the marketplace, you can guarantee in spring there'll be 20.
Absolutely.
Because everyone wants to sell their house in spring.
Yep.
So even though we'll sell more houses in spring,
Yep.
I would say we actually get better prices in winter.
And it's ridiculous because we're in winter.
Yeah.
And I've checked the weather for tomorrow. It's clear and sunny.
So,
so people sell in spring because the garden looks a little bit nicer and the weather's a little bit nicer. Why would that have an effect on any buyers? If someone's looking to buy when the money is good and when the market is good, they're looking to buy now. They don't look to buy in spring. They look to buy now.
Well, real estate is a demand and supply driven market. So sell your house when there's less other houses on the market. It makes total sense to me. But look, what we're talking about is a total good news story, really, isn't it? Fantastic outcome in terms of buyer responses post election. Interest rates reduced and tipped to fall lower, and the best time of the year to sell. So really, it's the absolute trifecta when it comes to real estate at the moment.
By far, the best agent to do that is me because I'm always here.
Before we digress into the Dave Morrison show again, let's talk about what we've happened to sell in the past week.
We're just talking facts today, Al.
There has been some amazing results. I know Mike Brayshaw was absolutely thrilled that Carl Casella knocked off 15 Chase Boulevard in Alfredton, because it is a beautiful house, but a really great result.
Huge price, great for the area. It'll do great things for the area. It's amazing what the sale of a great price on one house will do for an entire area.
Unbelievable.
It will change prices in that area. Just this one sale, absolutely.
There'll be lots of vendors, people who own property in the Chase, looking at that sale rock price and going, wow, new benchmark.
Great for the buyers, and they'll get value out of that living in it for years, and they'll sell it for more when the time comes. But as for right now, for people that other people that own houses in the Chase, good price.
The new number one salesperson at Baller Real Estate is Brian T. Because he has sold my listing at 115 Lela Street in Canadian. A beautiful house backing onto Lake Esmond. Brian did a great job getting that one sold. So well done, Brian, on a great result there. Likewise to Jess Smith for 8 Bowden Street in Wendouree.
Great result there. That one sold to a buyer's agent, which is another good news story because it's great to still see buyer's agents buying property in Ballarat. So when buyer's agents are buying property in a place, you know that that's for a reason, and there's confidence in the area, and they're buying for their clients for a reason. But they also paid a great price for that house, and those vendors are beside themselves. Great property. And the other thing with that is that the property was styled. Now we're seeing a fair bit of that at the moment with property styling, and the result that can have
makes a difference.
Absolutely maximising a price. And the buyers responded there, didn't they? Because Jess, I know Jess had a number of interested parties there. Not just because of the styling, but because it certainly helped get the maximum price.
But there's stylists and the stylist, Dave. And I think that if vendors are looking to sell, you probably want to have a chat to us first about our experiences with different ones and which ones do a great job.
Absolutely.
So perhaps if you're looking at putting your house on the market and market and styling is a thing you want to consider, have a chat to us first, because we can give you some pretty good insights and some of the results that have happened from it and who you might want to actually consider when you're doing that.
Absolutely agree.
I feel like he's the man of the hour, but Brian has done it again, and this one at 126 Ryan Street, Black Hill, is a great story because it was with another agent in Ballarat for a long time, and I remember going to the appointment with Brian the first time we were listing the property, and the people were upset because they had no offers on the property the whole time. And Brian and I listed the property, and we had it sold within a matter of a week. Buyer already on the property, straight up at where the vendors wanted to be at. A great result for some absolutely lovely people. So well done, Brian. Awesome result there at 126 Ryan Street. Just goes to show that Ballarat Real Estate is the number one agent in town. When other agents can sell it for great prices, BRE comes in and gets the job done. And likewise, 21 Holgate Road in Lucas. We're doing a lot of work up in Alfredton at the moment. Alex Steppenwell got a great result there for that Holgate Road one. Great price. Good new listings coming onto the market. Like we said, there's less coming on the market because it's winter, but it's a great time to sell, as we've already talked about those great prices we've been getting. But 12 Heights Crescent, Dave, is a new listing of yours.
Yeah.
You actually listed property there.
I know, yeah, I did actually, because
we got out of doing like your media appearances and
just covering everyone else's hours. I was able to find some time to get out to do a listing presentation, and I secured that one. Yes, but beautiful property, really, really beautiful, and I feel like there is a lack or low numbers of those higher end properties where vendors can move in and it's high end, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms,
location,
great location, really tightly held up in that Heights Crescent area. Lovely property.
Beautiful, no, really nice. It's one of those ones that as soon as you walk through the front door, you go, this is quality.
And the vendor, when we went for our caravan there, if you remember that one, they had danishes and pastries for us all. So all the gangs the gang's pretty keen to get that sale done.
Yeah, I think Dave putting 5 or 6 in your pocket as you walked out probably wasn't a good look, but
breakfast.
18 Selwyn Street in Miners Rest is a great property. The Carpet Sellers listed.
Hot out of Miners Rest.
We're doing lots of business out there.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's not crazy. It's great. It's a great spot to live.
It is
just
a great
off the
spot.
highway, but hard to get them. Hard to get them. I think he's getting good numbers at that. So it's a good listing.
Yeah, good listing for Carl. Likewise, Jess Smith has got a beautiful home in Limerick Street in Alfred, in Lucas again.
Yeah, really a different style house. Interesting paint colours and interesting in a good way.
Very contemporary.
Yeah, very, very good property. It's absolutely worth looking.
I've actually had a lot of interest in that one already.
Yeah, priced well.
Yeah. And 106 Water Street is a beautiful period home that Dominic's listed.
Yeah, and they're also hard to find, that kind of weatherboard, Cal bungalow style
character.
Home. But still nice, not huge amounts of work to be done to it, just a nice property.
And with that Water Street area, bang, straight on the highway, if you're commuting from Melbourne, that's an awesome spot to be.
And then how long does it take to get into town? 5 minutes?
Easy. It's got a lot of attractiveness around that location. So the marketing all in all is fantastic. It just keeps on keeping at the moment. And that's the reason why we're getting articles in the paper about, low vacancy rate. We're getting called in on TV reports because there's lots happening, and the news is really good around real estate in Ballarat. So if you're looking at selling and you want to find out what your property is worth, look forward to talking to you. We can give you some great insights into the market, some great insights into styling. We can talk a bit deeper about some of these fantastic results we've been getting and how we might be able to do the same for you. But otherwise, thanks for watching another episode of BRE TV. Thanks again, David. We'll look forward to having Dominica back again next time, because I don't know if I can do another episode with Dave. The attitude is unbelievable.
Got to give them what they want. Give the people what they want.
We'll see you again next time.